I'm like Mello when I shoot, I don't miss. Yeah, they better check my stats, call me Chris. Yeah, I ain't fly, but I'm known to whip that trick. Yeah, real quick, dog, let me talk my ish. 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 Yeah, I'm feeling unleashed, call me Gresh.
Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, non-binary pals, baby mamas, baby daddies, and everybody in between. Welcome back to the Gresh Unleashed podcast. This is another edition of Talking Ish with yours truly, Joshua Gresham, aka Gresh. And joining me for the very first time is one of my main peoples in recent memory, none other, representing the Shakkas Den, the Shakkas Den podcast.
Yes, I'm here, Nickie
Miss
Booshie.
Nickie.
Oh.
What's up with ya?
What's up? I'm glad. I'm very happy to be here. You know, if you follow me on Twitter, you know I talk a lot of shit, a lot of ish, as they say. So, and I'm never afraid to hold back. So I'm very excited to see what we get into tonight.
Oh yeah, we and it's funny that you say you talk shit. You're not exactly like that in person from the interaction that I had with you in Detroit.
No, I'm much of a like in person. I feel like I'm a little more quirky and I'm a little more reserved in a sense. But if you're ever with me for more than a couple hours, you'll see a little more of me on Twitter. But yeah, I'm not very in person. I'm nice. I'm very like I love. I'm a very friendly person. I introduce myself to everybody. I talk to everybody. I'm a people person. Just just don't cross that bridge.
Don't cross that border.
Yeah.
Don't cross that bridge, because once you cross that bridge, you don't exist to me. Because I tell people all the time, it's like you mentioned Twitter. I tell people all the time, once I mute you, I forget you exist. And we can still be following each other.
Yeah. I want to know how many people have me muted, because I know they do.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like some of the stuff I'll be like, all right, Nickie.
Yeah.
But then again, it's like I hit you with the I because it's like I know 9 to 19 you're joking.
Trolling.
So it's like and I don't take Twitter seriously, because Twitter is subjective, and as well as it's not really I don't live and breathe it. Like soon as I'm off my phone, I'm in the real world.
Yeah. Like,
so I don't take what you say or do to heart.
Yeah. And half of the time it's wrestling related, but even when it's not, it's a moment to just breathe. Like it's social media. It should be fun. I don't get on social media to badger people and argue and do stuff like that. But if that door comes a knocking, I'm not blocking the other trolls. Well, I'm gonna respond and then block, because that's how I play. You know, I play hard. So I want you to think that you're going to be able. I want you to, in the process of reading my response, done. It vanishes. You know, go outside.
And you go my route too. Because what I do is
I tweet. Filthy animal.
I used to be. I'm troll. I'm kind. Well, am I still worse as I was over like last year? Because I feel like I switched a little bit.
Summertime, you were definitely villain, like villain mode.
I was a villain. Summer 2023, Gresh was a villain.
Yeah, I was like, this guy's going places. Okay, remember his name. When I met you in Detroit, I told you, I was like, you're literally one of my favorite pages, because like you can be authentic, and I think a lot of people are scared to do that. If I say something like, I don't like this person in wrestling, it's like, how do you don't like this person? It's like, I don't.
For sure.
Because I don't.
And it's like, I feel like a lot of people should go that route. Like I obviously toned my filter down a little bit because of recent events in real life. I'm like, let me guard myself more. So it's like, outside of that, I feel like a lot of people in wrestling should be authentic. Like everybody wants to be pro this company or anti this company, and I'm like, at the end of the day, it's professional wrestling. It is performative arts. It is theater. Like just like I go out and enjoy your typical Marvel movie or I wouldn't say DC because they bombed, but it's like these type of movies. Just you can do the same thing with wrestling. Like, and if you don't like it, you can just not watch because the beauty. It's like that's what cracks me up about social media. They act like you can't hit that X button if you're watching online, or you can't just turn the damn TV.
Like, and I think a lot of
And
people,
that's how I view wrestling.
I think a lot of people only don't not watch because of the fear of missing out. Like, I feel like they feel like it's different from like sports because there's an off season in most, if not all, sports. With wrestling, it's 365. And what is so funny to me is when people think that I hate a certain product, but I'm the same person who was pulling up to Dark and Elevation when there was free wrestling
Mm.
and people didn't want to watch it. But every Monday and Tuesday, Nicki was watching and learning other talents and going to see other talents. So it's like that's why I say the social media shit is a facade for a lot of people
Oh yeah.
because even though people know how you like how you really feel about certain things, and people also don't know when you're trolling. And I think that's the beauty in it with social media is because it's supposed to be a networking thing, and you're supposed to network with different wrestlers and talk to different promoters and talk to different fans.
Mhm.
That's what you're supposed to do. But instead, and I'm not immuning myself from this either because I do it. But instead, a lot of us get online and we just complain, 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 complain. And as much as we
Playing.
could, like I could cut off a badass episode of Rampage because it's poor every week, but that's just my opinion. Lately, they've had Queen Aminata. So that gives me a reason to watch. But am I going to sit there the whole
Mhm.
hour? No. When she's
It's
done,
10 o'clock on a Friday.
like when she's done, I'm wrapping. We picking this shit up. We finna go. Like,
like you like me, like y'all kicking off with this? All right, I ain't watching the rest of this.
yeah,
I'm just gonna
I'm
watch
not
this one
doing it.
match.
I don't care about Darby versus Jeff like y'all do. And that's okay. I'm not badgering y'all. I'm not badgering y'all for caring about it. I'm saying I don't give a fuck
Right.
about it. What is the problem? It's an uproar because now I don't want to finish the main event. Girl, what? Did you see Charlotte and
Yeah,
Sasha
yeah.
at
It's
Hell in
like,
a Cell for the 50th time?
and it's like,
I did.
and it's like they act like what you're saying is going to change the trajectory of wrestling. Because at the end of the day, and it's like I have to, and I catch that sometimes too. Like whenever I say I don't like this, or like a lot of people liked the Gender versus Seth Rollins match.
Yeah.
I hated it. I watched it twice, didn't like it.
And that's
They was
okay.
like, "Yo, what you mean? It was the best match on the show." I'm like, "Congratulations to you, but to me, it was not that. I like the Joe and Hook match more than I like the Gender and Seth match.
Yeah.
That's okay. Wrestling is subjective. They be acting like it's the end of the world when you say, "Oh, this shit sucks. Oh, this is the worst match I've ever seen in my life." And I'm like, "No." And then, oh, don't. My favorite is, "Oh, you're attacking the wrestler." No, I'm attacking the match. I'm not getting personal with the wrestler. Like I can say I don't like this character. That don't mean I don't like this person. Y'all don't know, just because you don't know how to tell the difference between the person and the character doesn't mean I don't know how to. I'm a 29-year-old man. I know the difference. I'm friends with wrestlers who are I've talked to them in character and out of character.
Yeah.
So please spare me the whole educating me on like, oh, you're attacking this. No, you're attached to this person. You don't know the
Mm.
difference.
Mm. You kind of ate that. I ain't gonna lie. You kind of ate because
I be getting tired of that, man. Like,
when I was when we first started doing a lot of more, like post shows related to WWE products, I would get a lot of
mhm.
heat for not being a Liv Morgan fan. And
Hmm.
I always, so here's the thing, kayfabe, because obviously people don't understand that. But in kayfabe, I never cut anyone slack because I went through the Charlotte blackball era. So like I don't feel sorry for anyone because of what we experienced during that time. So I'm never gonna like hold off on how I feel about someone, especially if it's a character. I'm
Right.
talking about Liv Morgan, right? I just was not a fan, and I wasn't getting why there was this big uproar of her getting a push. I felt like it should have been Dana Brooke. And I've always said that. I've been a huge fan of Dana,
Mm.
Dana since I first saw her. And
Right.
eventually I did warm up to Liv because of her ability in the ring got better. During the first couple
Mm-hmm.
matches, like at day one, I was not entertained or thrilled by her wrestling. And to be fair, she was in the ring with Becky, and I love Becky Down, but she's not my favorite person to watch wrestle all the time. It depends on who you dancing with.
Right.
And I just remember getting a lot of heat
Mm-hmm.
for the Live thing, and people were like, "You hate," because I tweeted about this the other day. They were like, "You hate women's wrestling," and it's like, no, you think that advocating for women's wrestling means that we like every single person, every single woman, and we have to agree and sit there and say yes, and that's not how it works. Women's wrestling advocating is about getting women exposure, putting women and right
Mm-hmm.
and deserving women in spots in different promotions. That doesn't just exist in WWE. That's everywhere. So that's the worst that I've ever had it. I feel like online in wrestling because Live fans are very, they're very adamant. I had a few people unfollow me, and I get it. I get it. But the same way that people were talking, and I mean like attacking Charlotte's personal, like come on. The way y'all were really like trying to tear it down, girl, y'all y'all played. And that was a
See,
dark ass time. But we
see, yeah,
made it
and it's
through.
fun.
We made it.
See, I believe it's like with that. I feel like a lot of people, and this is just my
Mhm.
take. The reason why I don't see a lot of what you see is because I choose to not interact with a lot of people. Like if you look at who I'm following and who is following me,
Mhm.
the number of people I follow is a lot less than the people that's following me.
Yeah.
And it's not because I feel like I'm a big shot or I'm this big person. It's because I would like my timeline to be fun
Yeah.
and peaceful. Like I want my friends to promote their content so I can retweet it.
Yep.
But I don't need to follow random wrestler lover 1995 who be just tweeting nothing but
Random.
nonstop random shit or retweeting porn. Like I don't need to see all that. I don't. I'm not trying like because I've had people ask me they're like why don't you follow me back? Why don't you follow me back? I'm like I literally had someone in my DMs send me a meme talking about slap me in the face with your, and I'm like,
Oh.
first off, I don't know you, so that's why I'm like, I
That's
everybody can't DM me, but I see
yeah.
the request, and I'm like,
It's a dangerous
see,
place.
this why I'm like, see, this is why I don't get on online.
Yeah. It just
But as far as like what you said about Charlotte, I never understood. Like I'm not Charlotte's biggest fan.
well, I
I
am.
wasn't always there. I was,
Let me
but
say
you
that.
are.
I
But
am
I'm
her
saying,
biggest mark ever. That was
and
what
I
my
respect that. So
wrestling like, Paige was really
no, that's what I'm saying.
I
And
you
that's why
know,
and I respect
but I
that.
don't
And I
expect
respect
everyone to
that
love her
wholeheartedly.
either. I don't push
That's what I'm
people
saying.
to love
And it's
her.
like I'm not saying that I'm not her me. And when I tell people that, they be like, "Oh, you don't like her?" I'm like, I'm not her biggest fan, but I can give credit where credit is due.
Exactly. And that's
I
what
know
people
how to praise when
mm,
she's good. Whenever and it's like whenever people see me criticize Charlotte, in this case, they always assume that I'm attacking her. I'm like, no, I'm attacking the booking because sometimes the booking doesn't make sense in her favor.
mhm.
Like I'm not, I don't even, and I'm like, and I look at the long term, I'm like, they probably shouldn't have did that. And I'm like, yeah, they shouldn't have did that. But one thing I know what to do is I don't beat it into the ground. I'm like, yeah, they probably shouldn't have did that, but it is what it is. I'm not the booker, and I move the fuck off. Some people literally harp on it for like months and months and months. I'm like,
Or
dog,
blame
I
the
forgot all about that
person.
because
Like you blame the talent. I would never. What's so funny to me is people were expecting this woman to go back there And every time they said that she was going to get a raise or a promotion, she was supposed to look around and say, you know what? Not me. Let me give it to someone else. And even when she did, even when there were times when she did, she wasn't allowed. But like, to think that people you wouldn't do that at your job. Like, you
Mm-hmm.
wholeheartedly would not do that at your job.
Oh, me?
You no, I'm just you
More
as a
money?
general. Like,
More
you know what I'm
money?
saying?
I'm gonna take it. I'm
You're
gonna
gonna
take
take that.
it.
You're not gonna look around and be like, you know what? My girl Susie over there, she been eating it up, honey. She been selling, she been
She
getting
should
all
take
the
this WrestleMania cut.
what?
She should take my WrestleMania
Hell
cut,
no.
but not.
No.
Not. See,
But
that's what I'm
I
saying,
get it.
and it's like I will never knock the talent.
Yeah.
I will knock the bookings. I'll be like, maybe they could have had this person in this spot, but
Yeah.
then again, she did eat that matchup. I
Yeah.
can't really knock her for killing the match.
I will
So
say I think a lot of that has a lot of that she's a flair, blah blah blah. That's gone. People really love her now, and it scares the hell out of me how people have like clinged on to her because 17, 18, 19 blackball era. Like, I don't care. Like, that was a blackball era. Like, girl was going down bad. And like, fans were still supporting. We were trying to do everything we can, especially for the ones that love Sasha just as much. There was a heavy pain because they are made for one another. Like, I know, I get it. Becky and Charlotte go crazy. Bailey and Sasha go crazy. Charlotte and Sasha are just made for one another. And when I say made, I mean like they dance when they get together. And it does hurt sometimes when you see your two faves and one's kind of not
I hope both teams win.
right. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's competition. So you have to be realistic. And
Right.
that's why I feel like there's just a piece of me that just doesn't want because we're talking about, like, Twitter saying crazy things on Twitter. There's a piece of me that just doesn't want Mercedes to go to AEW because I just feel like there's some booking stories in WWE that need to be resolved. There needs to be things that transpire. That's just me from a fan standpoint. I can't speak for her. If she goes to AEW, of course I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna watch. Of course I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be a fan. That's not the point. The point is, like, as someone who loves WWE, it would be nice. Like, and I think that's
Mm-hmm.
the
Just to
biggest.
see her. Yeah.
Yeah, I cried Wrestle
Yeah, for
Kingdom. I'm not
sure.
even gonna lie. Like, um I cried because there was a moment that I felt like I may never see Sasha and Charlotte wrestle ever again. And that is my entire existence in wrestling, to be honest. Like, in my adult life, those two women, including the Four Horsewomen, that's my existence. And, you get older, things happen. There's been 10 years and things change. But I just remember watching her come out at Wrestle Kingdom. I'm like, I'm so happy. But,
Mm-hmm.
um,
And it's funny. It's like how you mentioned social media, Twitter, Facebook is worse.
I have Facebook, but it's fan.
Facebook, Facebook wrestling is worse than Twitter. Surprisingly, like they are. I don't know how to explain them. Twitter is hell. Facebook is you're just in the pit of no return. Like there's no coming back. There's no saving that community. They are a pit of danger. Pun intended to Batista. But let's talk about the Shakkas. Like the creation of that podcast because for those of you who don't know, we are two fellow content creators collabing
Yes.
right now. But your platform, like what is the bread and butter that brings the Shakkas to life?
So, the Salt Shakers, we've been together for almost 3 years now. We are the most dominant tag team in wrestling media history. A
Talk
plethora
your talk.
of, yeah, yeah, and I mean that. A plethora of hundreds of interviews from people all over the world, including Speedball, Trinity, Bianca Belair. We've interviewed a plethora of people on our own platform and in a universe that we were stuck in for about 2 years. Um, but yeah, and now we are in conjunction with Battleground Podcast. You can hear the biggest wrestling podcast on iHeartMedia. That's Battleground Podcast. They recently just interviewed Ivy Now this week. And Tim Battle, he runs that, and that we got into after we like, because it was just like the universe had kind of opened up and we kind of just fell. We didn't know where we were at. We were in Nashville though, and we actually, after we were thrown from that universe, we saw
SummerSlam.
um weeks
Oh, good.
after.
Oh, okay.
When I came back,
Oh, okay,
that's when
cool.
shit hit the fan. I went
Oh,
on a
okay.
crazy AEW run. I went to like 2 collisions of Dynamite. I was hanging out with them, keeping it cute. And then October is when, we hit the universe.
Shit hit the fan.
Yeah, shit hit the fan. So October 5th was our
Yeah.
first show for the Shakkas Den. And we do Impact. Now, of course, we run the greatest TNA post show in the world in the Den. Impact and TNA is really our bread and butter. It's our baby. It's everything that we love. We didn't get to do NXT in the universe. So now we have an NXT show. It's uncut. It's raw. We have some daddies over there, Corbin. We got some daddies in WWE, so we have to show them love on Uncut. And then
The Wolf Dogs.
oh yeah. Yeah. When they win. Okay, but we also do a Monday Night Raw and SmackDown show. We wanted to be old school with that because I personally love Monday Night Raw. I've always been a Monday Night Raw girly over SmackDown. I know that's crazy. I love SmackDown, but Monday Night Raw has always been very meaningful to me. Like a Monday, kicking back with your family, watching some wrestling. I'm normally off on Mondays. I was born on a Monday. So by default, Monday Night Raw. But I run the side of that, and then she does SmackDown, Drian Santana, my tag team partner. And we go head to head to see which brand, did the thing. And now the Shakers Den has opened up to reality TV in this spectrum. I know people talk and say trash TV or whatever, but we cover and do watch alongs for baddies and some programs on Now That's TV.
Oh, my brother loves that. My brother loves that show.
South Central Baddies. And oh yeah. So we've kind of just opened up the spectrum to just more things, not just wrestling.
Okay.
With the wrestling, that's really, that's our bread and butter. We try to, we're consistent.
And I know y'all probably going to cover Bianca and Montez's show,
Absolutely.
right? That drops February.
Absolutely.
So
we were talking about that earlier.
It falls right into the platform.
It literally does.
And my sister who started watching wrestling because of Total Divas, she was like, "You got Hulu? I'm gonna watch that show." all she saw was like a 2-minute promo. She was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna watch that."
Yeah.
So we already know that reality show is going to bring some new fans because even though it's on Hulu, knowing WWE and them, they're going to like see how they do, and then they're going to put it on main TV, and then that'll be a new influx of wrestling fans.
Yeah.
So
and Hulu uploads their shows for WWE quicker than Peacock. When you go on, like NXT is on there the next day, literally.
Peacock.
Oh, God. Good times. Good times.
Good times. But also it's like with the Shakers, your partner in crime. How did you two link together?
So
was it because of the universe?
Well, we met before the universe and people didn't know. So we came in as a tag team. We didn't want people to know. But we met on Clubhouse. So we were doing rooms. I met Justin from the Wrestling Classic. He was hosting rooms, and I was in school at the time doing journalism and some multimedia journalism and stuff, learning how to edit and shit that I didn't want to do, that I do now. That's amazing. But it's crazy. But I met him.
Same.
We were all in the room together, and me and Santana, we just really like hit it off. We talked about Bad Girls Club, and that's kind of where we kind of got, more familiar with each other. We ended up meeting each other, um, but we were a tag team before we actually met in person. So when we jumped to that
Mm,
universe, um, I was on the writing and hosting side, and she was the editor and hosting. Then we started
mm,
doing shows together. So when we started doing shows together, that's when we started to interact more because it had always really been like an audio conversation and everything. Um, and then we finally got to meet when we went to WrestleMania Dallas, not Houston, Dallas. We went to Dallas and we met, and then we just kept doing our thing. I think once we started to see that we had a really like greater connection outside the ring, like it really felt like I had a tag partner because I'm not a singles kind of person. When it comes to the
mm-hmm.
wrestling media world, I always treated it like wrestling. Like that's
Yeah.
how we treated it. Um and it was fun doing that because yes, this is a character, but Nickie Bougie is still Nickie Bougie. But it just allowed us to have more fun. We came up with
Bougie.
the salt shakers. We're actually our inspirations come from Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steele's Fire and Flavor. Also from the Beautiful
Mm.
People because we are TNA Impact girlies. So a lot of the stuff that we saw them doing back then was very we like to be, and that's kind of why we have NXT Uncut because we want to be sexy, we want to be fun, we want to be like that kind of what the
Right.
Beautiful People like they were sexy and divas, but they could wrestle their ass off. And that's what I kind of liked. And then with Tasha and Kiera, literally, like Santana is Tasha and I'm Kiera. Like, and that's we kind of give off that vibe. When we saw them in Impact, during their run with the tag team titles against Jordan Grace and Rachel Ellering, I think we just got a lot of more like inspiration. So that's when I was like, the salt shakers, like that's us. We the salt shakers. Like we shaking shit up. We can be a little salty sometimes. Like, and when we would do our shows, we were always super heels. So I always just felt like the salt shakers just fit. So we've been doing this now for 3 years, and it's very. I'm always in contact with Santana every day, all day, 24 hours. We are a real like tag team. Like this ain't no facade. Like this is real life. Like if we was to ever get in the ring, that would go crazy. I doubt it will ever happen because I have no interest in getting in the ring. But as far as the media side, we pride ourselves in being that tag team. Like we want to be the standard. We want people. It was a time where people weren't even talking about Impact, and we were talking about Impact, and we've been talking about Impact. And I don't have problems when people decide now it's time to talk about something because eventually that's how we were. But,
Mm-hmm.
I
Oh, like this show because we didn't start talking about it. We're this year is when we're going to start talking about TNA more
yeah, see?
because I was watching it the end of last year, but I felt wrong like to jump on it right. I said let me wait until they fully rebrand as TNA,
For
then
sure.
go full throttle with
Yeah,
like talking about it, reviewing and all that stuff because
yeah,
that's the only way. And it's like as a longtime fan of TNA, it's like I was a fan of it, and then I fell off when they became was it GFW under Jeff Jarrett
oh,
with Alberto
yeah,
was the champion. I was like, yeah, I'm over this.
crazy, crazy time.
So if anybody who went through
Oh,
that version of Impact are still here,
yeah,
y'all were in the trenches. And this is
yeah,
somebody who barely survived TNA 2010.
yeah. See, I watched it
So
like when I was much younger, and then pandemic is what made me really get into it. And then I went back and watched the match between Sammy Callahan and Tessa. And I mean, that's
mm,
what made me start like getting more involved with Jordan
Tessa.
Grace. Yeah, you know, It happens.
Tessa is one of those who you like.
I have my own, and some people know this, some people don't, but I have my own reservations and opinions when it comes to Tessa, and they're not always agreed upon for everyone for everyone else.
No, that's
But
fine.
she
That's
was
fine.
always someone that it was very interesting when I got in media because she was one of those people like you couldn't even bring her name up like a Chris Benoit. You couldn't say his name. Like if you said his
Oh
name,
yeah, she was blackballed.
you'd be
Yeah.
canceled. And I wanted to know why. Like I always wanted to know why. And then as I started to do more research and the internet, I'm like, okay, great, let's do some field work. And I actually had a conversation with her in LA. And
Mm,
recently just spoke to her earlier. So
mm.
she's someone that I I don't believe in cancel culture, and I just really never have. And
I understand that. I
I
understand that.
just can't allow
It's
people.
like I, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Right.
Like,
And I was like, I get
I,
that. I
yeah,
honestly get that because it's like it's a lot of things. It's like it's like it's guilty in the public opinion, and even then, if you choose to apologize or whether you did apologize, I don't know. I don't know this person. I've never had a conversation with her like you have.
right.
If you choose to publicly apologize or not, public opinion is not going to change.
It's
Like,
not.
and the
And an
reason why I brought that up,
allegation is
you
like
said what?
people make an allegation. Like
Hmm.
when you hear allegation in this spectrum, it's automatically guilty. And
Hmm.
I don't
And
work like
even if
that.
you are guilty, I feel like everybody has a way to learn and not do that again.
Yeah.
Case in point, when I got nearly got canceled for having a relation with someone in the wrestling community, and I kept contacting, and I was nonchalant. I was a dick, and but it's like after getting called out, I was like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? And after having a conversation with my mom, that was my last promise to her. She was like,
Yeah.
"All right, if you ever do this again, it's on you. But I'm telling you this right now. This isn't who you are. This isn't how you raise. This isn't what you do. So what you do as a man, as a person, you apologize. You move forward, and anybody who accepts it and accepts you, cool. And if they don't, that's their prerogative. That's their choice. They deserve to not feel they deserve to not have anything to do with you. And that's been my thing ever since. It's just been, let's do this. Let's prove that I'm not this slimy womanizer. Like it was a whole bunch of stuff that was going around about me. So it's like I get that. So it's like when Tessa, and the reason why I don't really dismiss anyone who talks about Tessa is because I'm like, all right, I'm there's people who are still in the community in wrestling that's probably said worse than nigga.
On top of on top of on top of
Terry Bollea
whatever
is still in
she
this and is still in wrestling.
on top of whatever she's accused of saying or doing, there are people that are faves of others in the black community that
And not even just that.
that are in
People who
contact.
are trying to
There are people
I'm
that
about to say
still
people who are
support
still
her.
trying to people who are still trying to publicly counsel her,
Yeah.
they don't realize that their fave are still friends with her behind the scenes.
That's exactly what it is. Like, and there's companies that are still supporting and want to bring her, so it's just one of those things
Trust
where it's
me.
like sometimes you gotta just like not allow yourself to get so involved because I think a lot of people, and this is just my opinion, a lot of people be trying
Right.
to jump on the bandwagon of canceling people because they're scared that they're gonna be
Oh,
missed out. It's almost
for sure.
like Noah with the ark. Like you're gonna get left, and if you're left, you're gonna drown. And I just feel like I don't feel like I'm ever gonna drown if I get left. And the reason being is because I stand on my own. I can't allow. There was a lot of there's a lot of things that I hear in the wrestling spaces, and then I try to get more information, and there's no more information, or there's not information that's credible, or there's not information that is even a lot of people do a lot of recanting on a lot of stuff. That's why when I spoke
Oh no, for
out
sure.
about
I was canceled.
yeah,
I was canceled. A lot of people unfollowed me.
yeah,
Couple of days later, they follow me
and
again
they'll
and
do
acting
that,
like nothing happened.
and they'll do that.
They
That's
do that. So it's like that's why
weird.
I choose to just ignore social media for the most part.
Yeah,
If we're not friends, if we're not family, I don't care.
yeah. Like, what are we doing?
But as far as like with Tessa, it's like, and it's like you can't continue to cancel Tessa and still praise Ric Flair. You can't continue to dismiss or try to disparage Swerve and Moose for not wanting to be on a list, but still in turn slowly but surely, but in most parts, praise Hulk Hogan for the most part. Not everybody. It's some people who do not fuck with Hulk Hogan. I'm
Yeah.
one of them.
Same.
I
I
don't
don't
speak
either.
for everybody, but I'm mainly talking to those people who are bandwagoners off of these big creators,
Yeah,
like every word. Creators are whatever they want to be. Like I'm not knocking nobody. Do your hustle, whatever. But I'm talking about the people who are trying to who just want to grab the coattail, like cancel culture. Like yeah, let's cancel this person. Let's cancel this person.
yeah.
Now, one person who I don't even want to acknowledge is Patrick Clark.
I don't think I
That's
know
just
who
one
that
person I
is.
just refuse. Velveteen Dream.
Oh,
Because yeah.
I don't. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like it once again another person that
Oh, he will be back.
I
Trust
don't.
me. He
Yeah,
just
I
did an
don't know
interview
him
with
as much.
Chris Van Vliet.
Yeah, no, I saw that. I don't know him as much as I know Tessa. So when her name's brought up, I'm much more aware would be the correct word. I'm
Mm-hmm.
much more aware of her and and the situations and stuff like that than I am with Velveteen. I saw the video and I really felt like it was done in a very
I'm gonna hear it out.
yeah,
I'm gonna listen to it
yeah. It was
just
very
just to hear
corporate,
him
very
out.
marketing, but
At the same time, it's just
yeah,
like 3 years too late.
yeah. I mean,
Because there's one thing to be accused of being racist, but there's another thing to be accused of being a pedophile.
that's true too. That's very true. And
So
those conversations for a lot of people are they're tough, especially when they hit multiple communities. And that's where you have to be integrity is the most important
mhm.
thing. Like that's when you have to be like, okay, now, like what's really going
Yeah,
on?
I'm about to say our moral of this topic is basically choose your own opinion and
Yeah,
not just jump on everybody's opinion. If you don't want to fuck with this person, don't fuck with them.
that's it. That's
But
all.
don't do it because everybody else don't fuck with them.
That's it. That's
Like
that's all.
I choose not to fuck with Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair, but that's not me saying you should. Like
Yeah.
that's one thing. That's one thing about my platform that I've created. I do not believe in people like counseling each other. Like I'm like I like you don't go off my every word. You basically go off like I will give you my opinion, and it's up to you to either interpret it the way you want to interpret it, but at the same time you have to develop your own opinion on this matter.
Absolutely. And I
So,
always love
especially when it comes to purpose.
like I will always
You said
love
what?
Rick because he gave me Ashley. Like I
Yeah.
can't that's just an undeniable like this is the man that brought me in my opinion. She's my favorite. She's Charlotte is number 1 for me. And meeting her and like when I see the stuff about Rick, I'm just like, listen, even it upsets her at times, I'm sure, and she sees it, and so I try to keep it off. Anything negative, I just keep it off of my page just out of respect because if it was my father, I wouldn't want to see it. No matter how much of a bad person he is, I wouldn't want to see it. I wouldn't want to see the story. I wouldn't want to see jokes.
And the thing is too, I have wrestlers that follow me and I
Yeah,
know they're friends with each other.
yeah,
I
they all see it.
I don't They see it. So it's like I'm not going. And one thing I'm strategic about
Yeah.
what I say to, and it's not because I don't want to burn this bridge or this bridge, because
Right.
I think about it like this. At the end of the day, everybody are friends and everybody are human. You have the room to grow. Like if this person doesn't want anything to do with this person, I'm going to respect their opinion. But at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and ride their opinion either. I'm going to do my research. I'm going to do my due diligence to say, oh, okay, oh, you did this. I'm gonna need you to get, and then it's like knowing what I know about media and HR and like getting involved in it. I'll be looking at people. I'm like, you gonna get ahead of this? Like, bro, get ahead of this. And then when they go the wrong way, I'm like, well, I literally reply. If you see me, if something goes off and you see me reply with a, oh, damn. It's more so because it's like you reacted wrong, my nigga.
You had a
Damn.
chance. You had a chance.
You had a chance to get ahead of this and you just either
Drop the ball.
dug a bigger hole or you just completely went about it the wrong way.
It's crazy.
But hey, at the end of the day, that just proves to people they're human.
Yeah.
Everybody's human. Like they're going to make mistakes. And it's up to you to give them room to grow. So that's why I say I'm gonna listen to the interview with Pat Clark, Velveteen Dream. I don't dismiss anything involved with Tessa or whatever, especially when I heard that, like, oh, wait, the people who are loud about against her are still friends with her behind the scene. Bet. So it's like after hearing that, I'm like, oh, okay. I'm not jumping on that bandwagon of cancel. Like I be having people in my DMs all the time talking about, oh, did you see this? I'm like, yeah, I saw it. You got any thoughts about it? Nope.
Yeah,
I just hit them with the nope.
I get those too, and it makes me. I'm gonna say this. I pay attention more to who's sending than what's being sent. I'm like, okay, but
I also remember most of these people play characters. Most of these people playing characters online anyway. And what's sad about it, they don't even work for the company.
Like, what are you doing?
You're not on payroll. What are you doing?
Crazy.
The only time you see me playing a character is when when a couple of my wrestling friends would be like, "Hey, can you help me promote this match?" And just act whatever we react, just react to it. I'm like, okay, bet. And I like in this case in point, the Ruthless Lala. They have a promotion that they're promoting for. They'll send me stuff. They're like, "Hey, can you react to this?" I'm like, "I bet," and it literally takes me 10 seconds.
Yeah.
But the thing about them is, I talk to them on the regular, like away from social media. So it's not really like a wrestler just hitting me up like, "Hey, can you plug this?" It's like these are people I know. So it's like it's stuff like that that is pretty entertaining. But we're talking about off limits. You want to talk about that universe?
I'm down.
Or do you want to?
I mean, I have to.
The reason why I'm gonna talk about it, but it's like
say name,
and I'm up to you can do whatever you want.
Well, no, legally. So this is
legally you can't say names. Oh yeah, because you got that
yes
situation.
Yes.
But yeah,
I mean, yeah, we can.
I'm up to date. I'm up to date with everything because I've been following it.
Yeah.
And I've had people literally hit me up say, "Yo, what's up with what was it? Russell? What the hell is the name of this place? Russell.
It's WWT.
WWT. They're like, "What's up with WWT and all these people leaving the place all over the place?" And my response has always been, "It is not my place, but it's up to whoever is here, or whoever's involved to talk about it." So I'm like, just be warned. Don't support them.
Yeah.
Just keep your eye open.
Well, Lo,
Lo
from the Wrestling Wind Down.
I know Lo was on here.
Yeah,
Wrestling Wind Down was recently on here.
Well, she did a podcast about it. About
I heard it.
Having just people do grimy things behind the scenes. And for me, the biggest takeaway is being so naive to just trusting someone because of a culture thing. Me being how I am and how I was raised, I've never really had this type of disrespect. And like, I've never had this in the sense from a black woman. So I think that's what hurts more because it was done by a black woman who, in sight, is actually a white man. Okay. I'll get it. I'll explain that much more as we, digress. But we were building the biggest women's promotion for wrestling media ever. There was nothing, and I don't think there will ever be. I don't think there will ever be a platform that was designed for women. And what we allowed ourselves to do is create something that was given by someone as, pretty much she had already really had everything going off the ground. The thing is, the whole time we were working hard as hell, trying to bust our asses, trying to get things. And behind the scenes, things were being taken from us, copyrighted. We were supposed to be making money from our shows. We weren't making anything. We signed a 6-month deal with Twitch. And after the deal, we were told that they weren't interested in paying us. But the whole time we were there, we were making money. And all we kept hearing was, oh, I want to get you paid. We want to get you ladies paid. We want to get you ladies paid. And I just feel like
Mm.
waking up, like September was just like, if I didn't make that move, this has been going on, mind you, this was going on, like the disagreements and things behind the scenes. I was asked to fabricate a story with a wrestler just because I had a picture with them that could have been misconstrued to be something that it wasn't. Now, one thing that I've learned about the wrestling community is people are very friendly. And I have very friendly relationships with certain people. And I'm not going to say his name either because I never say his name in the situation. People know who the hell I'm talking about, but I never say his name because I love him dearly as a friend. He is a friend to me. This is a man who I was a fan of, literally, and then became friends with to the point where I had my own publication wanting to damage someone's life. Not even just his life, but staff. Like, you want to ruin your own staff. And I don't really do regrets. It's not my thing. But if I had a
Right.
regret, I would have left the day when I came back from the show and my boss was asking me to send her a picture of me and this man so she could put it on her show to make it a fucking story, to make us look like, oh, like someone from
Wow.
WWT is dating the champion of this promotion. And at the end of the day, I was still told, oh, well, we can still post it, we can do something with it. Why the fuck are you trying to make me a story? I At that moment, I could not. We were on the verge of something greater. I literally was like, I cannot walk away because I have a tag team partner. And if I walk away right now, I'm gonna take away from so many women in this industry that deserve to be in multiple rooms. The problem with that, me thinking that way, is I allowed the chances of it happening to somebody else to be greater
Mm.
because of how I handled the situation. I didn't feel like, and I don't feel like I handled that situation the way that I wanted to handle the situation. I handled that situation the way I felt like I needed to in that situation to protect everyone on brand, because I was doing more than just popping up on a fucking video. I was doing shit behind the scenes. I was trying to get interviews and people to come on the show and do all kinds of stuff. And people know that. People, you can ask Allie Ketch. You can ask Shalance Royale. You can ask Jada Stone. I'm talking about girls on the indies. You can ask Jessica. You can ask a plethora of people how hard I grinded for that company. For not even just me. So when I was getting opportunities and stuff, I feel like I was only getting those opportunities because she felt bad because she was stealing from everybody the whole time. And we were sitting there doing a lot of the work. Me and Santana, we were doing majority of the work, especially on the outside. And I felt like, and this is just my opinion, this is not, I don't have proof. But looking back at everything, because everything happened so quick, I left and was like, fuck this shit, I don't care. But when I sat down and really was able to really digress certain things that was going on, those last couple months, I feel like we were the hottest. Like, we was going on a crazy fucking run. Like when I did the shit with Cody, I really felt like that's when it was like, nah, you getting too big. Like I knew you was gonna get in the room, but I didn't think you was gonna get a question type beat. You know, that's when I started to realize, like, yo, like, what is this? Like, what is happening? Like, why am I having so many debacles with my own boss? Like, why are
Mm.
you coming at me like that? Why did we just come from Detroit and you coming at me like that? Don't come at me like that. And that's when I was put on suspension because there was a shirt that, and that shirt thing is a whole nother entity. But the reason why we ended up departing ways is because they put up a shirt that was WWTEST and it had a man on it. So I had a problem with it. And I said something about it. And I was like, take the shirt down or I'm not doing no shows. I sent them an email and I have proof of the email. And I told them that as of now, I will be resigning and I will step down. I'm not going to be representing a dumbass company that does dumbass shit. Period. And after that, I was told that a show that I brought was copyrighted and that I could not take it to another network and I couldn't take it anywhere. And that's when stuff hit the fan because people didn't know things were being copyrighted on their name. Every idea that was being brought, she was copywriting it and making money off of it, off of YouTube and other things. And we didn't know that. And other people still don't know this. And people are okay with that. And I like the story is so much bigger than one side because
Hmm.
she made a statement and literally the statement itself, you put your foot in your mouth. So it doesn't matter if people believe my story or not. I still did what I had to do. If I would not have left in that moment, I just felt like it was just not gonna work. And that's why I kept saying, I was like, I'm the Sasha Banks of this fucking industry because I'm the hottest free agent and I'm not going anywhere. We're finna create
Mm.
something. I'm finna protect the person who's been here the whole time with me, Dreon Santana. And not one time when I left, we were on the phone the whole time. I never told her to leave. I told everybody on that fucking staff, if y'all stay with her, I will still support y'all. I'm not finna do it. I'm not
Right.
doing it. I will support y'all because there's so many opportunities. And when I got fired, I literally was hitting up people in emails trying to get AEW media and trying to get links and trying to get this and trying to contact all these people because I didn't have no other choice. The only source of people that I had in the media industry, as far as like emails, was through them. I never had those contacts. So that happening was a blessing because I can't hold everybody accountable. I can't. And everyone, there were people, and this is no shade, this is no tea. I'm just keeping it a buck. There were people that were involved that are scared to fucking talk. And I'm not gonna
Right.
sit here and put everything on my back because my situation was my situation. And I kept trying to tell people, I'm not gonna tell you what to do. I'm not gonna tell you where to shift. If y'all
You
been with this
grown.
lady before, you grown as hell. I'm leaving and people are gonna pay. And that's how the restraining order came about because I made a comment that I was gonna smack the fuck out of anybody who steals from me. And I mean that. You stole from me 300
If you didn't
articles I
steal from
did
somebody, why you put a if what you're saying isn't true, why you put a restraining order?
to block me from events. So put in a restraining order because you're telling promoters, you're behind the scenes begging promoters for tickets and they're hitting me up telling me what's going on. Come on now. This was something that I never wanted. I never wanted it to happen. And no one even knows this besides Santana. But when we went to Memphis, we went to the Impact tapings. After the taping was over, I was so drunk because I was so filled with emotion. I sit there and just cried the whole time because I did not understand what was going on. And I just felt like I had taken so much from so many people because I spoke out. And I was lit like every day dealing with that. And that was my breaking point because I was just like, what? And then I'll never forget. I watched the scrum and there was a lot. There was like Emily was in there, Lyric was in there, Al was in there.
Which
There
one
was
was
so
that?
many.
The recent one?
I think it was the Full Gear one.
Okay.
It might have been Full Gear. Um, and I watched that and I was like, you know what? I watched it at home and I was like, you know what? I am gonna do everything that I can to make sure that we stay afloat no matter what we're doing. And I think what pissed me off the most is after all of that, and I did the interview with Bianca, people were that conversation of like, you just interviewed Bianca, your prices go up. And I think that's what bothered me the most is like, as important as it was for me to interview Bianca, those girls on the indies are just as important. And Bianca
Mm.
would agree. So just because I did this big WWE interview, if you think for one fucking second I'm not gonna do another interview with someone in the indies or feel like I have to interview someone above or on the same level as Bianca, that's shit crazy. And I don't run my content like that. I know who
Right.
I am and I'm very humble, but I'm not finna, oh, I interviewed Bianca. Oh, now it's like, oh, if you ain't giving me, and that's how people be acting behind the scenes, and it trips me the fuck out. Like,
Oh yeah. As soon as they get a touch of star power, they lose their sense of who they are. And it's
like
like,
walking around Wale Mania like we celebrities. Well, we came to chill. This is a party.
shit, they don't know. I'm a like me and Highlight. We plan on hitting up Wale Man. I'm be like, bro, I'm just going to low key. Like, I don't care if people
Yeah,
recognize
it's
me or not. I'm just going to just the vibe. Like, I'm not going. I'm not, and the thing is, I'm not even going to make a big deal about it. Like, I'm like, yo, catch me at Wale Man. I'm be like, if you see me, you see me. If you don't, all right.
yeah,
And because I had people like when I was in Detroit, they was like, bro, you were gonna be in Detroit. I thought I saw. I'm like, I told you where I was gonna be. Like, I told you directly where I was gonna be. You didn't show up. I'm not finna hunt you down. Like, if you're not, if that's the thing, that's my mentality. If you're not in my limelight,
yeah.
I don't care.
I'm not gonna
And
see you,
that
buddy.
same goes with celebrities or whatever. Who are me? I've been in the room with so many big celebrities, but whether it's in WWE, AEW, BET, whatever, and I literally treat everybody like they're human. So it's like you ain't got to worry about me changing because I'm like
Yeah,
I'm not a super fan, and I never will be.
it's crazy.
Yeah. So, but
But
yeah,
yeah.
all that you just said is it's a
It
lot to
is, and
process.
that's why when Mr. Baldhead made his comments, I wasn't even trying to get into it with him, and that's why I
Mr.
just
Ball,
blocked him because it's like shut the
Mr.
hell up.
Ball.
I wasn't even trying to like you talking about you. A lot of people
I
don't.
don't mean to laugh, but
A lot of people not supporting them because they don't know the full story. Who knows the full story of any story? You fucking idiot. Like at the end of the day, you don't have to believe us. There's 10 people that left because they were told they tried to get answers from their boss, they couldn't get it. Y'all don't like I don't know. Like I don't know. Like I don't know if it need like the meeting that happened after I left needed to be recording. But I promise you, if everyone was to hear that, ask that well, let me not come on here and cause.
no, you good. You
Okay,
good.
well
You
ask
good.
ask
You good.
ask Sarah the Rebel because she brought her nosy ass in there and now she got beef with me and I don't even know her. She was in the meeting. Ask her what was said. Ask her. Like it's people that were in the meeting. It's not just my story. I wasn't even supposed to be in the meeting.
Mm,
Like
yeah. You ain't gotta hold back ever on this show. Like I if people
I
got a
just want to
problem with
make
me
sure
or
because
what you say on the show, they can come to me directly. They
it's
can come to
bad.
me directly if they don't. if they choose to not come to me directly, that's between them and
Yeah.
God. That ain't got nothing to do with
No,
me.
I feel you. I'm very protective of proximity. So, I
Oh
don't
yeah,
mind
no. Like the
I
thing
don't
is, it's
mind
like
defending the
most of these
unit
people you're mentioning,
if I cause the
the
drama.
most of these people you mention, the most of these people that you're mentioning have never had a conversation with me. I
Yeah,
don't even know who they are.
yeah.
So it's like I'm not
That's
worried
fine.
about them if they feel like I'm like if they feel like they have a problem with what you said. The platform is open. They can come in
Yeah.
and clear it out if they want to.
If they want to, that's fine. I'll be waiting too for a response. I'm fine with it. But she was there and they were there. Everybody heard what that woman said. She literally could not come up with the answers of all the ideas that had been created and copyrighted and she was making money and nobody was getting the benefits. And I felt bad. I felt so bad for some of those people because they were people that were really loyal to her. And as loyal as I was to her, I wasn't stupid. You're not gonna talk to me any kind of way. She used to talk to me all kind of like we used to get into it on multiple occasions because of the direction that we were going in certain cases. If someone says, "Hey, can you do this interview at this time?" within 15 minutes, if you can do it, you need to be sending everything over. Why are you sabotaging us and not emailing back on purpose because, oh, it may not fit the brand? Or why are you telling me girls on the indies shouldn't be interviewed because they don't have anything going on, but you support women's wrestling? That doesn't make sense. I couldn't get an interview with your friend because you said she ain't had nothing going on, and then after everyone was fired, you did a show with the same girl because she had some nasty, raunchy ass promotion going on a Thursday night, freaking Nicking and fucking in the ring and shit. What? But when I asked you for the interview, she ain't had shit going on. Remember in June? Now she got some shit going on. It don't make it was just you were sabotaging your own brand. I'm talking about Arian Andrew, by the way. But
No clue who that is, but I trust you.
Cameron, WWE.
Oh, oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah.
You talking about that promotion? Oh,
Yeah.
that? Oh, I forgot all about that. I think I reacted to that, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
"What the hell is
Yeah.
this?"
Pound Town. Pound Town.
Pound Town. I was like,
Like
by Pound Town,
I was trying to
define,
interview that girl in June, and as soon as the shit happened,
define Pound Town. Like
I don't know.
what?
It's like a whole bunch of twerking and stuff, child.
Oh, basically, they thought that was the paint.
Yeah, and I wanted to interview
They
her
thought that
during
was
the summer, and I was told, "Oh, that's my friend. I can get her." And then I was told, "Oh, well, not right now because she doesn't have anything going on. What would be the purpose of doing an interview with someone who doesn't have anything going on?" You know what I mean?
catching up.
How many times I was
Like
told that for the girls on the indies, and then I see the girls on the indies doing an interview with them, and I'd be like, girl, they don't fuck with you. I'm just keeping it a buck. I'm not even trying to be rude or nothing like that. But what? They don't care. If you're not hot and popping, they don't care about that interview. They don't. And it's sad to say, but it's a fake publication that's disguising themselves to love women's wrestling, and they don't give a damn about women's wrestling. They only care about the ones that can get them to the next level. That's it.
right. So, hey man. Whew, that's a lot to process. Like, and I'm pretty sure it goes deeper than that. But it's like I said, like it's from an outsider looking in. I just had to get someone who was in there because I kept getting asked about it when everything was hitting the fan. I'm like, when the time comes, they'll talk about it. And
Yeah.
also, if you haven't already, make sure you check out Wrestling Wind Down because they did a show, episode on this topic. Or
Mhm.
I don't, I like I always encourage people when it's stuff like this that happens, go to the source of
Mhm.
the conflict. Like deal with them, talk to them directly because it's not my place, especially as a man or in this highly polluted community to talk on it. So what I would do is like I did with Low, I would literally just continue to encourage everybody who's watching this show
Mhm.
to really like if you support this person, whether even if you still support the WWT, whatever you do, support the talent, not the company.
Mm.
So it's like support people who, if you believe in that person, support them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking to the brothers. I don't mean support them behind the scenes. I'm talking about give them a retweet, give them a share, give them a repost, give them a comment, give them traction. Like give the positivity traction, because all that is just straight up like it shouldn't have happened. And the fact that you said it was a black woman that
Yeah.
did it
And apparently it's been
makes it
going
worse.
on. We got people
Wow.
that used to work prior that were telling their stories in the spaces and giving
Wow.
I can only speak for myself. There's been a plethora of men who work in the media who have reached out to me publicly, I mean privately, and we've had conversations, especially during everything. We've had conversations. Um, but as far as everybody else, I will say this to piggyback off what you said. If you're sitting there being quiet, don't expect other people to speak for you, because you need to get up and speak for your motherfucking self. And that's to anybody that was on the staff or anybody that's doing who has something going on. I no one is no one is responsible for your own emotions. So if you got something to say, it goes beyond confidence. I don't care about none of that or stepping on toes or none of that shit. Stick up for yourself, because I'm gonna keep it a buck. For those that didn't stick up for themselves, I don't feel nothing. No, nothing. Because you sit there and you let that shit happen, and you sit there, and it's really not that, now that I think about it, it's really not that many people that I know. But there were a few people that were very quiet. So if you quiet, that's cool. But don't think that you're gonna reap the benefits off of progression or whatever y'all want to say, and think that a bitch like me gonna sit around and just not say nothing and try to be the big bad wolf. I'm not the big bad wolf. I wasn't trying to come and blow and knock nothing down. You know what I was trying to do? I was trying to let bitches know, don't play with me. I don't know what everybody else got going on. Don't play with me and mine. You steal from me. Y'all taking out court. Y'all doing court shit. I know what type of ops I'm messing with. Y'all
Mm-hmm.
doing court shit. We don't do that. And y'all thought it was gonna be funny, and it wasn't fun. It's not funny. And now y'all have to sit up here and keep giving this poor ass content, and it's really sad because you see it, you watch it, and you be like, damn, like y'all are suffering. Instead of
I
just
don't watch,
posting up.
so I take your word for it.
No, I watch because them hoes be speaking on me. So I watch. I know when y'all speak on me. Y'all spoke on me the other day. So yeah, I watch and I pull up every time and I see, because I want to see y'all suffer. I really hope one day when y'all get on there, y'all eyeballs start bleeding out. Real shit.
Jesus.
Real shit. I really want to. I really want to see that. Like y'all need to start doing more theatrical stuff and really entertaining these people, because y'all boring as hell. And you can tell it struggles. It's sad. It's really sad to watch, but they don't want to close up shop. And I'm not here, like I said, I'm not no big bad wolf, and I'm not here to blow shit down. Your rent is gonna be, baby, they're gonna evict you regardless. You're gonna find your way out the fucking door. I don't care how big of a name you got on your company or whatever you think. Eventually, that's why I keep telling everybody to keep hitting me up, talking about, so what are we gonna do? What are we gonna take action? I'm not doing shit. I'm doing what I'm doing. Y'all want to band around and start marching and act like it's MLK and all that.
Oh, when the
I'm not
Saints
doing that.
go marching in.
I'm not.
Oh,
If
when
ain't
the
nobody trying to
Saints
come
go.
outside, I'm not doing it. Y'all ain't trying to come outside and beat on nobody and fight. I'm not talking about that. Too much internet stuff be going on where we can just meet up at a show and they could just put us on the court. But y'all not ready to do that. So when y'all ready to
Mhm.
actually take some action, then I'm with that. A lot of y'all seen her at that scrum and y'all didn't touch her. There's no way that she should have left that scrum untouched. That's crazy than where I'm from. Where I'm from, that's wild. Y'all let somebody sit in a room with y'all and y'all stole, like she stole from y'all? No, no, no. I don't consider it. That's why I say I don't feel bad, because y'all sit there and let that woman walk off. Y'all could have broke her leg at least or something. The restraining order is against me, not y'all. I'm the one that got the restraining order. Y'all can touch her. But ain't nobody trying to make no, like, that's why I laugh. Because ain't nobody real. Like, Motherfuckers say they real, they not real. You got somebody in your face that's stealing from you. You ain't take no action. I don't think you real. So I don't fuck with you. I fuck with you in your content, but I don't fuck with you on some street shit. Cause I know how you get down. I never trust you on some beef type shit. Cause this is beef.
No,
This will never be over for me. Period.
no. Oh yeah, I don't mean to sound like Stone Cold Steve Austin, but I don't trust anybody. So
That's fair.
it's like, and like I said moments ago, like if people got a problem with it, when this episode goes up, if people got a problem, they can come, they can either address me directly or it continue to be ignored, because that's the beauty behind, that's the thing about me and the world that I've built. I don't I don't go chasing drama. I don't go chasing waterfalls. I
Yeah.
literally ignore your existence. If you don't come, if you come at me sideways, mute it. You're done. You can block me. Like I'll block you back just to make sure you don't change your mind when I pop off. So it's like it's stuff like that. So it's like I get why you feel like that, because it had to be. It's your truth, and you have every right to feel that way.
Yeah, and I don't want
Like
people to.
and
I'm not asking for people to agree.
yeah, that's pretty much the moral of our entire sit down, was like, you have your opinion, but you're not entitled to agree. You can agree to disagree, or you just don't agree.
And that's okay. You can be friends
That.
with people you don't agree with. That's okay.
Mhm. Oh, I don't agree with everything Dwayne says or highlight. I don't agree with everything he said on these shows, but I'm like, I hear you. But one thing I am not going to do is, once this camera's off, it don't mean I'm going to just talk shit about you behind your back. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, that was a good episode. We had some great dialogue. We'll continue with the next episode, or we just don't, or we'll just forget about it, because I'm 9 times out of 10 I'm high as hell, so I forget a lot of stuff. And he be exhausted from work, and he just forget to talk about it. So it's like that's our relationship, and it's like in this space, I feel like at the end of the day, in this space, you have to come correct. But if you slimy, everybody has a reason. Everybody isn't obliged to support you if you're proven to be slimy. It is what it is. And if you're that person that likes to hate watch somebody, and I talk about you, like you have your reasons, but I'm talking about other people who like literally
Yeah.
go out of their way to hate watch, then it's like, find another outlet at the end
It's
of the day.
sad.
But hey, man, yeah, that's a lot. But
Yeah, it's cool though. But
outside of that, what
outside of that,
you said?
I'm
What?
gonna be very honest. I have never had the amount of love, and I tweeted about this the other day. Like, I know that this industry gave me pain during some weird times, but the love that I've received from, I'm not even just talking about like wrestlers, but outside, like in the media, going to LA was like so rewarding because I was around a lot of peers, and I didn't do anything WWE related. I really made my own um I made my own path in LA. I kind of did my own thing. I did a few events for WrestleCon and did that, and there were some other pop-ups, and I did some shows and stuff like that. And I just really LA, being around your peers, it really allowed me to focus on what I was doing at that time. And even though that's shifted, I was able to have a conversation with Mercedes, and that 6 months later, I never would have thought what she said to me would resonate so heavy, like for me. So, as much as I do come off sometimes as mad or angry or whatever for the situation, I'm having a great time and I love being in this space. And a bitch will have to chop my neck off and serve it on a platter and tell Fightful to do the story before I leave this business. Like, the fuck?
Because Fife will report anything.
Okay, Nicki got her head chopped off. And shout out to
Especially
Fightful
when they
too,
say
'cause
our crew
Fightful
likes
has
to
been
eat
showing
nuts.
love. Fightful showed us the love when we first, did our thing. Danny Limelight was one of our first interviews. So there's just a lot of random, like I can name so many different people that showed me love. I always gotta show Chelsea Green, my baby. I always gotta show her love because she was one of the first.
Chelsea Green.
Chelsea Green. She was one of the first girlies when she got on the indies. Chelsea had a plan. and she stuck through it. And we would chat a lot on the indies, and when she would do her meet and greets, and she was always she has that mentality that's like so powerful that even in the shittiest situations, she can find herself and be one of the biggest. Like no matter what room she's in, she's one of the biggest. And I just love Chelsea for that. Deanna too. That's my baby. I'm really sad seeing her go. But now I'm over on the AEW side, honey. I don't know how they gonna treat me over here. I heard them locker rooms nasty as fuck though. So I don't know. I don't know how they gonna treat me over here in the media AEW locker rooms. I heard y'all got them church chairs too over there. Um, but yeah, it's a lot of random ass people. Camille, one of my really good friends, we've really connected and been able to talk and just really get to know one another. She gave me this bracelet and she's just really meaningful. But there's a lot of people. Um, yeah, there's a lot of people in this industry that have really just loved on me. Whether it was a bad situation or not, like just period. Like I remember the Cody thing. I couldn't even be on my phone for like 3 days because after I left doing the thing with Cody, I saw Charlotte, and that was just the icing on the cake for me leaving Detroit. Like getting that, getting that hug. I was very thrilled about the Cody moment. That was peak. But after that, seeing Charlotte, I was just like, man, like this is life. So when everything bad happened, I was like, please remember how you felt when you walked out of Ford Field and you had that and you were twerking in Detroit with some random ass people because the city was fucking lit. Remember those times. Because right now it's hard. But
There's
remember
some stories about Detroit.
Detroit
There's
was
stories about Detroit for days.
nasty. Like we were on go. Like I didn't even really get to enjoy the city like that, but we were on go. But I loved that trip was eerie because yeah, that trip was eerie because I planned that whole trip around someone. And that person ended up ghosting me and was actually at SummerSlam. And yeah, it was bad. It was so bad, but good times. I have forgiven that person since then.
God damn.
Yeah, it was
Shit always happens
it
in
does.
Detroit.
Oh Lord, yeah, it was a good time, but I got to see a lot of people. Detroit was funny because WrestleCon sucked because they wanted to be stupid, but
Oh,
no,
yeah.
I
We
mean,
went. It was depressing.
yeah, that's why I met you.
I think the only picture I bothered taking was the one with the Acclaim. But outside of that, I was just like,
Yeah, they
yeah,
were.
y'all ready to go?
That was not a WrestleCon. WrestleCon in Dallas,
hmm
top.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to go to another WrestleCon because that one.
I think Philly's gonna be better. I think because of what
Okay.
happened. Everybody canceled them this year because of what happened with the incident with in LA with Giselle Shaw.
Oh, and Rick
Yes. Well, yeah. Yeah.
Rick
And
Steiner.
yeah, that was happening in the midst of us going. So when they did it for the following show for the SummerSlam weekend, everyone pulled out. Like AW was supposed to be on. Like when we were in LA, Britt, Adam Cole, Anna Jay, what's the guy's name? Jake Perry. All of them were down there. The whole
Oh,
80.
Jack. Oh, talking about Jungle Jack Boy. That's what I call
Yeah,
him, Jungle Jack Boy, Jungle Boy. Jack Perry. Cry Me a
Jack
River.
Perry. Yeah, he's a nice guy. I know he gets a lot of shit online because of the whole CM Punk thing, but he was nice. He was so him and
Oh,
Energy.
I don't have no beef with Jack Perry. Like that
Yeah.
dude. Like yeah. I think I met with somebody. I think I had a conversation with somebody who trained with him. They had
Mhm.
some some mixed things to say about him, but I'm just
Yeah.
like,
That's your
congratulations,
opinion.
I guess. Like when some people vent to me, I'll be like, okay.
Well,
I hear you, but it's
people think I hate him because I made
like,
a tweet. I was trolling, but Deanna beat
oh, I can tell the difference.
right? Deanna beat Anna J. And I was like, yeah, get her. I was like, get her the fuck out of here and send her back to Stardom with her man. Trolling. And people were like, what's your beef? You must be a punker. And I'm like, I just started liking CM Punk last year. Like, what are we talking about? Literally. Like,
I'm a newbie.
I just
I'm
started
a
liking
newbie.
him
I'm
Survivor
like,
Series. Literally.
like
And
I
I
just
didn't
liked him
miss him.
when he returned.
Like, literally, like
To
when he came
WWE.
back, I hated him back then. Like now, I'm like, well, I just started liking him. You think I don't like him because of that? I don't even know what they were doing. I love the drama. Like, I like him more than he said something to CM Punk. Like, what? I don't know, but
Oh man,
they just need to do better.
Oh man.
WrestleCon has to do better, but
Overall, the entire community needs to do better. It's like,
yeah,
we human, we make mistakes, but at the same time, it's like, god damn, there's always some shit.
yeah.
I don't
Every
even be
day
online like that no more because I be like, it's some shit.
it does get overwhelming. Today was an actually good day because I didn't see any drama, and everyone was so distracted by 2K. So
Mm-hmm. They was distracted by 2K. Then Chris Van Vliet dropped that trailer for Velveteen, and
were
then
people
shit hit the
upset?
fan. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. We
I mean,
can't
I'm
go
gonna
one
watch
day.
I'm
I'm
definitely
still
gonna
watch
watch
it, but it's just
it.
like, I'm gonna watch it. Like I said, like I have my reservations, my thoughts, because it's like, okay, but at the
Yeah,
same time, it's like you have to hear people out. And you have to, like, you
absolutely.
can't just dismiss it. You can't just dismiss something and then throw it away. I'm like, you're gonna hear it out. And that's how I choose to go, especially since October. That's been my whole philosophy. Like, I'm not talking based off of my past. Like, people be like, oh, is this you? I'm like, yeah, you're talking to 2023 and before Gresh.
Yeah.
October 2023 to now is a whole completely different ballgame. Like, I'm looking at life differently. So it's like, I'm open to letting everybody give their opinion out. Like, sometimes I have my moments where I'll relapse. I'll be like, but it's like, no, Josh, you're a different breed now. Like, hear them out, and if they say something stupid, then you can call them out on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, well, outside of that, yeah, it's been pretty peachy on there. But before we get up out of here, what you got going on coming up?
Whew. We're doing a big Black History Month spotlight. We're going to be featuring some indie talent. We're also going to be featuring a few podcasters as well. I know we for sure will be releasing the interview for Jada Stone. She's one of our highlights. Someone who I've gotten really close with as well. She's really sweet. She can go in the ring. I know everybody was talking about like Jade Cargill, but Jada Stone is the girl that she was actually in the ring with. And I know that a lot of people were excited to see Jade Cargill. I am too. But knowing Jada, I want her to get just as much as exposure and just as much as respect. Mercedes Moné actually wore her shirt on her story recently too. So we talked about that. So that's going to be dropping at the first of the month. Other than that, I'm being really low key about my events because bitches want to hate. Okay, so because I couldn't go to Hard to Kill, but
you make moves in silence and celebrate the victories later.
Okay, I will. Now, beyond anything, I don't care who shows up or what happens. I will be a vengeance. That's a automatic. That's in my neck of the woods, my state, Clarksville. So if you're in the area, make sure you pull up. I will also be doing AEW Revolution, y'all. So be nice to me, because I don't want to have to tase one.
I'm still thinking about, like, should I make that 6-hour drive to?
I don't know. I'm flying
North Carolina.
I can't do it.
No, because I usually drive to North Carolina for work anyway, so it's kind of like
You're
I'm used to it, and I'll be fine. And
Never think about
Yeah,
it.
because I'm in Atlanta. I'm stationed in Atlanta, but I'm always trying to people people be thinking I usually keep my shit low key, but when I posted that thing with BET, they was like, "Oh, you out there balling?" I'm like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
I be out here. I just don't talk about it because I'm like, I'm not performative. I'm always private with my shit. Like I've been like that since I was a kid. So it's like you can probably thank Mama Gresh for that. Like she literally trained me to like celebrate, move in silence, but celebrate your victories afterwards. So
Right.
hey man, anybody who praying your downfall, return to sender.
Amen. Okay, because that's it though.
But
You can catch us every week though. The Shakers Den we do about 5 shows a week. So
yeah. Yeah, I do. I be like, damn, how do I keep up? Let me just retweet this shit. I'm like,
come back and
how the
watch it
hell do
later.
I keep up with this? Like, let me watch this shit later. Like, I'm like, yeah, retweet. Y'all watch this. I'm
Please.
still trying to edit my shit. Like, y'all watch this.
Like, right? Crazy.
But yeah, man. Yeah. But outside of that, yo, you gotta yeah, I respect your openness. Like that's the beauty behind it. And that's the reason why this thing is talking this. Like we just here to talk, here to vibe, and here to catch up. And I always tell people all the time, if you disagree with anything that's said on these bonus episodes, all you gotta do is hit my DM and or at me. Well, scratch that. I don't get notified. Uh
You
DM
said
me
me.
and you can hop on here.
At me, because
Or
I'm the one
DM
who
her.
said it. Like,
Yeah,
I'm the one
you
who
know how
said it.
people are. You know how people are. They
And
love to
they do.
incorporate people who ain't got shit to do with nothing, but then
That's
want to.
fine.
Uh, yeah, but I'm
But
like,
at
yeah,
me. I'm
yeah,
always available any
at
time of
her,
the night.
yeah.
Please.
If you
Trust
want to have a conversation, yeah, and I'm not really on social media like that, but you can like I get on it to get on it, but it's like I don't live it.
me. Yeah.
But if you want to have a conversation, you can pull up to Austell, Marietta,
Come on, Marietta.
Gwinnett,
Come
all
on,
versions of Georgia.
Harrisford
I'm
Road.
everywhere.
Come
I'm
on, Delt.
everywhere.
Come on,
You can
Delt Road. Where my Delt
yeah,
Road girls at? Where my old net girls at? Where my Virginia Avenue girls at? Where my Cleveland Avenue girls at? Yeah, you ain't know that? Yeah. I'm in Atlanta.
I'm glad you didn't say Fulton Industrial.
Where my
We
Gateway
don't talk about Fulton Industrial.
where my Franklin Gateway NC girls at?
Yeah. Just don't go there after midnight.
Oh man. Hey, Delt Road is
But nah,
funny.
yeah, I tell people everywhere. I'm like, bro, you can
Yeah.
pull up if you want to have a conversation face to
Okay.
face because I'm not performative, and it's like and my reach, my city is expanding. I got some people in Florida. I got some people in North Carolina. So it's like I'm
Yeah.
everywhere. You can if you come to the South, guarantee if you want to come on some bullshit, I got backup. But I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just going to see how you come, and then I'm going to come correct it, and then go from there. But outside of that, yo, it was real kicking it with you on
Yeah.
today's bonus episode. It's been months in the making. We had a
Yeah.
lot. We talked about a lot, and we had a lot to. This was literally vibes and freestyle. Like that was the point. That's the point of these talking ish episodes. The main show is typically scripted and balanced, but it's just here. It's just us
Yeah.
having a conversation with a camera in our face, just like we having a conversation if we was anywhere else. But where can they find you on social media?
Um, if you want to see a more happier Nikki, you can follow me on Instagram. I'm not as chaotic. I have a lot of friends over there, and I have a good time. And we play Fortnite, and bitch, I've been getting victories. So if you have PS5, make sure you add me, Nickie_Booshie. Come join the squad because we be on Fortnite every day. Me and Santana. But you can follow me on Twitter. That's really where the good stuff is. At
The chaos.
yeah, that's where the stuff is. And I also have people that follow me like outside, like the reality TV world, like Jackie Christie. And so if you're really into reality TV, you'll see that thrown into the mix. Even though wrestling has taken over my whole social media life. I also work in sports too. So make sure you check out some of my reels that I be making, just talking about my experience with MLS and also NHL, because I'm a big sports girly. Um Lastly, because I know I didn't respond to the tweet, I'm hoping. If you're listening, the 49ers, please take down the whole city of Detroit. Please. And the Buccaneers, y'all can kick that shit. Yes, I don't know what the hell y'all had going on. Y'all was playing some offense, but that interception in that last quarter, you played yourself.
And they lost, and they didn't make the. How you didn't miss that field goal, boy? How the hell you? Y'all deserve that. Y'all deserve that hell.
Y'all did.
Some of y'all deserve. Some of y'all deserve this. Some of the shit. My season is over. Like we talked our last football roundup last episode. I mean, we might do it again for Super Bowl season, but
I'm a Titans fan.
Yeah,
so our season normally wraps up pretty quick too. Okay.
This was my first year being like actually taking football serious after the Falcons fumbled the Super Bowl.
Now I'll get down with some college. Pro is
college, college was my thing. Like Georgia Bulldogs, like we bounced back next year, but pro, I stopped taking it serious after the Falcons. I was like, man, fuck this shit. So it's like this Dolphins, y'all gave me a rocky first season as a fan. So hopefully next year y'all can pick up the slack. Who knows? It's Miami football, so who knows? But if you're new around here, you want to check out the podcast itself, you can follow the pod at Gresh Unleashed Pod on YouTube, Gresh Unleashed everywhere, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook as well. If you want to follow yours truly on the socials, Josh everywhere except for Twitter, which is at is Gresh, or on TikTok, which is Ayo is Gresh. But outside of that, make sure you scan that QR code so you can listen to the theme song for this particular bonus episode, which is Talking Ish, excuse me. Where shout out to Highlight Reel for being the vocals behind that, and shout out to ATL Beats, the producer, for copping up that beat. And shout out to everybody, black, pro black, non-black. Shout out to everybody for listening to this podcast, because at the end of the day, you line in my pockets. You line in my pockets. And with that being said, make sure you guys continue to be true to yourself, stay true to yourself, and make sure you guys wash your ass. I say that all the time. I ain't say that in a long time, but wash your ass. If you're a wrestling fan, wash your ass. That's all I'm saying.
That's it.
With that being said, you guys stay safe out here in these streets, and remember to always eat, sleep, flex, and repeat. We out. Y'all be breezy.